Hello, online crew. How is everyone today? I'm going to go through the most common mistakes that I see with people doing Facebook Lives on this Facebook Live today. So the reason why I want to share this with you is I'm doing a little bit, I guess, of a wrap up of those people that have just finished my 21-day Facebook Live video challenge. Yay to those people. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And I just wanted to give a summary. Oh my gosh, I've got comments. Hello, Crystal. Hello, Mel. Oh, how exciting is that? I've got comments today. Hello, Edith. It's so nice to see your comments come up. Hello, Michael. Woohoo. So I just wanted to share with those people that are in the video challenge a bit of a recap of some of the common things that I see that you could improve on to make your Facebook Lives even better than they already are. So this is not to be negative. Hello, Lee. This is not to be negative or derogatory against anyone. This is just the common things that I wanted to highlight and share with you that you might be able to think about for yourself. Oh, am I doing that? Or maybe I could do that a little bit better, just so you can make your Facebook Lives better than they already are. If you're not doing Facebook Lives, then I would say to you, why not? You should be doing Facebook Lives if you're serious about building your business online, sort of moving forward. Okay, so that's what I am going to share with you today. Hello, Bonnie. I know, comments today, Crystal. Exciting, exciting. The small things excite me. Hey, Teresa. Hi, is it Florante? What a beautiful name. Nice to see you on. So if we've not met before, I haven't had the pleasure of meeting you before or vice versa, my name is Helen Martin and I'm your online crew captain. I am here on duty for those of you that are building a business online from the home-based business space. So entrepreneurs, small business, direct sellers, network marketers, those in MLM, we are here to learn how to leverage social media to build a business online with modern strategies. So we don't want to chase anybody to buy anything off us. We don't want to chase anybody to go into business with us. We truly want to attract people to us through attraction marketing and the strategies that we use on social media. Hello, Patricia. So, for those of you that are aware, as I mentioned before, I have just finished a 21-day Facebook Live video challenge. I think most people will be finished by now. And they have done the most amazing job. And when people put themselves outside their comfort zone and do things that are scary, they can have amazing growth. But it's a learning curve. Social media itself is a learning curve. Hey, Vilma. Hey, Davina. It's a massive learning curve, just the online world. And then when we start doing live video, that's a whole nother learning curve. And I think people underestimate, hey Patsy, people underestimate all the things that you can learn about Facebook Lives. They just think, well, you turn your camera on, you press the button and away you go. To a certain degree, yes, but there's so many things that you could be doing to increase the viewership and the quality of your Facebook Live so you get more eyeballs on you. Hi, Kathy. I'm just going to go through them because there's a few of them. And as I said, this is not to be negative about what you've been doing on Facebook Lives. If any of you sort of hear these tips and go, oh, I was doing those things, that's me. You just use it as a learning curve to improve. So, don't look at these kind of things that I'm going to mention if you've been doing them. Don't look at them as failure. Hi, Tara. Don't look at them as, I've been doing that wrong. Just look at it as that's what I need to improve. So if it hasn't been on your radar, maybe it could be on your radar. Hopefully a lot of these things that I'm about to say, for those of you that have just been in the video challenge, is just reinforcing what you already know. But there might be one in there that you're thinking, oh yeah, I probably should do a better job at that. Or that's what I might focus on in the future with my Facebook Lives. So hopefully you can connect with these things and it just gives you a few ideas as to how to elevate your skill level with Facebook Lives, okay? That's right, Bonnie. We're always working to improve. No one's perfect. It's impossible to be perfect. We shouldn't even be striving for perfection because people actually connect with you more when you're a bit of a mess. And I don't, hi Crystal, I don't mean, literally, but when we're not perfect, like when we stuff up words like I do, or you've got kids running around in the background, it actually just makes you a hell of a lot more human. And people connect to that more than, perfection as such. So we're not really striving for perfection. We're just looking to increase our skill level to, present ourselves on social media in the best light that we possibly can. Okay? Hello, Judy and Bob. Grandparents' Day. That's awesome. Have a great day to yourselves as well. Hi, Tammy. So I'm just going to run through them because there's a few of them. So I'll just go one by one. So the first thing is one that we're all getting used to, myself included, and that's the engagement baiting restrictions. So engagement baiting restrictions have been around for actually more than a couple of years, but it sort of lost focus. Like people weren't really aware of it until they told us a number of months ago. Well, Facebook told us, we're now scanning your videos for the engagement baiting restrictions. So there's three main words, four really. So I'll just explain it to you if you're unaware, but it's just slipping into people's languages all the time. And we've just got to try to be a little bit more aware of it so we eliminate these words because they are considered baiting. So Facebook is saying you are baiting people to take an action and they don't like it. And when they hear these words on video or even see these words in a written post, they actually reduce your reach. So we've really got to try to stay away from words like, and it's funny when I try to talk about this because I'm about to say these words on my video, which I shouldn't actually be saying to you because it's going to limit the organic reach of this particular video. But for purposes of the teaching moment, I'll share those words with you anyway. I'll take the risk. So we've got like, comment, share, there's more really, tag, and click is a big one. For those of you that are doing ads, and this is paid and organic, guys. So if you're doing Facebook ads, you're not immune to these words. It's across the board. Facebook doesn't like it. So you don't want to ask people to, like things or comment down below. Like we don't want to use those words. You just don't. Comment down below. Or tag all your friends. So a better alternative to that is down the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, you should see the share button. So I could say to you guys, if you think this information is going to be helpful for other people, smash that button down the bottom left-hand corner. So I'm suggesting to you, if like on this video, if you know other people doing Facebook Lives and you think these sort of tips and things that I'm sharing with you would be useful to somebody else, then I wouldn't say to you, click the share button down below and send it out to all your friends or tag all your friends into this video. I'm killing this video right about now. Or tag all your friends into this video that would be useful for you. You just say, smash that, button on the very bottom left-hand corner and, let others know if you think this would be of benefit to them. So you reword things in a way that is not saying comment, like, share, click, tag, those kind of words, okay? So I'm still doing it myself. When you get into a habit of saying certain words, it's really hard sometimes to, break the habit. So I'm still there with you guys. If you guys have done that, I'm still there with you. So, but just something I wanted to bring to your attention because it really does limit your organic reach when you do those things. So we want to try to remember not to use them, okay? There goes the reach for this video. Oh well. So therefore, I will repeat, those of you that think that this video will be of benefit to other people, I've caned the organic reach on this video. So do smash that button bottom left-hand corner and let other people aware of this information that I'm sharing because Facebook's not going to send it to anybody because I've said all the words that I shouldn't say. Hey, Matt. Okay, another one is, so none of these are necessary. I mean, that one's a pretty important one. Some of these others are not as important as others. If you're just going live and practicing and doing it and just getting the job done, I'm right behind you, encouraging you every step of the way. These things are just to improve the quality of them, okay? So please don't look at this and go, oh, I've done that really badly. It's just to improve the quality, okay? Yes, Edith, I agree. It is very hard not to use those words. So we just got to get used to, or, just be really aware of those types of words, because we will slowly, as we go on, not use them, because that will become our new normal, okay? I'm trying to get into the habit of saying pass it along. Yeah, that's another one, Lynn. That's pretty good. So let's move on. Things like lighting. Particularly what I see with lighting is windows. So when you've got a massive amount of light behind you, like when I'm in my front lounge room with my beautiful view, the camera's focusing on the glow of the clouds and the ocean and whatever, and my face is always dull. So you just want to watch, where the windows are and stuff like that. I do have a light in front of me. I've never bought a ring light, guys. I've never spent, a few $100 on a ring light that goes around my phone. I've just got this, I think you call it a tradies light. It's just on a pole with a sort of fluorescent. I should stop looking at that because that's really bright. But you don't have to have all the expensive stuff. Even something like this, guys. Like this has got 3 settings on it. Look how bright that goes. Like it's $20 off Amazon. Like these kind of things, 3 settings. See how bright that is? So nothing, and 3 settings, and I can literally just clip that on the back of my phone here. And, let me put it on, see if I don't know if it'll make much of a difference because of the light that I've already got here. Yeah, not really. But, yeah, whoa, almost threw my phone over there. But, things like this, if you're in a place in your house where you don't have very good lighting, then, just things like that. I've got other things like, this is another light that lights up similar, and it's got, you can put your phone in there, and it's got a massive big clip. So I can clip that to anything. I can click it to a table, a piece of furniture, anything like that, and just move this around. That's a little bit more than this one, but it's still not really expensive stuff in the scheme of things. So, just be aware of things like that, particularly when you're outside as well. Make sure the sun's, in front of you, that the light is on you and not behind you, because then you look really dull. The worst one, though, is sound. Out of the two, like lighting and sound, if people can hear what you're saying and you're talking about good stuff, that's better than people, not being able to see you. But if people can't hear you, then they're switching off. So we really do want to be careful in sound. With sound, I find it's generally not a problem apart from 2 things. When somebody's using Facebook filters and it's got music on it, so you can't hear it. So you're unaware. You're talking away, thinking it's funny, using a filter that's got a song in the background, and it's dull for you on your side of the screen. And then when you watch the replay and you realize that the sound was really, really loud on the other end of that, and no one could hear what you were saying, so you wasted your Facebook Live because everybody switched off. So that's one to watch out for with sound, is don't talk when you're using filters with music on. Use filters that don't have the music. The other big one around sound is when you're outside. We don't hear it when we're in wind. We've got no idea. So you're down the beach, you're outside. If there's a slight bit of wind, it comes through the phone. So it's like that, wind sound. I don't really know how to describe it. So you always want, whether you are outside or particularly if you do a dual live, if you bring somebody on screen with you and you do a dual live, you want these little babies around. You want some of these earphones, and you want them that have got the microphone, the little microphone piece, obviously, that you talk into when you're outside, because the wind kills your voice. You can't tell. You're just talking, walking around. But on the other side of that, for a listener, it's really hard. So out of the 2, lighting and sound is the one you want to focus on more. And for those of you in the video challenge that were doing the dual live videos, you've got to have these things around because of the potential echo. If somebody's on a computer, there gets feedback in the speakers of the computer and there's a horrible echo and people switch off. So if we can have little things around like this that just eliminates people turning off our videos because they can't see you or they can't hear you, they're very, very simple things that we can resolve to keep people watching. So just little things, but yeah, you always want to have these little things sort of around. Okay, what else have we got? Not introducing yourself in the beginning of your video. I surprisingly see that quite a bit. People are more worried about actually jumping on live that they forget to introduce themselves. So we always want to introduce ourselves. Now, I have done a video, it was probably a week or so ago, about the structure of a Facebook Live. I did it here on my business page. If you ever want to look back on any of my videos, just go to the videos tab on this page and just look at the headline. So structure of a Facebook Live, it would have been something like that. Or find my YouTube channel. All my Facebook Lives are all uploaded to YouTube in the one spot. Every single Facebook Live I do, unless Facebook doesn't let me download it, which has happened to me twice in the last 2 weeks. It just doesn't let me download it. Anyway, moving on. So you always want to introduce yourself on your lives. And the really frustrating one for me is I love to say hello to a person by name. So I like to say, you know, hi Kathy, hi Lynn, hi Crystal. Like, I love using people's names. As people like you to use their name. People like to be addressed by their name. Some of you have got business pages that is not your name. It's some kind of, I don't know, lifestyle or marketing, or, you know, there's some other kind of name of your page, which is fine. There's no problem with that. But if you forget to introduce yourself in your lives and you're on a business page that doesn't have your name in the heading and people don't know you, they literally don't know what your name is. So it's really, really important, particularly if you're on a business page, that your name is not in the heading of the page, that you say who you are and you say it clearly. There are some that you say it so fast and it might be a very unique name that I'm like, and I just go, hello, like I can't use your name because I don't know what you said. And your page doesn't tell me who you are. So really important to be clear about who you are so people know who they're listening to. And people can say hello, you know, to the actual sort of person. So just introducing yourself, some people forget to do. So it's really, really important. People need to know who they're listening to. Okay. The other one is when you assume that people know what you're up to, what you're doing, who you are, your family, your kids, where you live. When you get into live video and you start to create an international audience, which is what live video publicly, particularly on business pages, enables you to do, that's why we go there. You really want to be mindful of things like international time zones, you know, introducing yourself, because some people might not know who you are. And that, you know, for that reason, people not knowing who you are, just being really clear about certain things. Because some people will start a live and they just carry on a conversation from the previous day. Or somebody jumps on that knows them and you two start having a conversation and the rest of people are sitting there going, what are they talking about? So you can't assume, you know, and if that happens, it'd be like, oh, just for the rest of you listening, what I'm talking to Mary about is XYZ. So we can't get too much into a comfort zone that everybody knows who we are or what we're up to or where we live or anything about us. So it's really important to be quite clear on every single video about who you are, what you do, and what you're up to. Those of you that watch me regularly would know that every single live I introduce myself, every single live I say I'm Online Crew Captain and we have the most awesome online crew community here. Every single video I'm telling people what I do and who I am. I can't assume that any of you listening to me on any of my videos have ever seen a video of mine before. So you need to treat every video like it's a new video to a new audience. I hope that makes sense, because confused people do nothing. So we don't want confused people from your live videos. We want people being reassured about who you are, what you're teaching, what value you're bringing to the marketplace, those kind of things. Okay? The other thing I commonly see is when people jump on late. they repeat what they've already said, especially if it's someone that they know. So let's say at this point in the video, somebody else jumps on and I see that they jump on and they say hello. And let's say, Michelle. Hello, Michelle. I'm going to pick on you because your names are right in front of me. So let's say Michelle's just jumped on now and go, hello, hey, Helen, just jumping on now. So I'm I don't know how long in, 20 minutes into this video virtually. Michelle jumps on and then I go, oh, hey, Michelle, it's great to see you jump on. I'm just telling people, blah, blah. And then I start re-explaining what I've been talking about for the last 20 minutes for that one person. Yeah, I might have 3 or 4 people that have been with me there the whole time. And so I'm basically saying, I don't care about you guys anymore. I'm going to concentrate on this one person that jumped on late. So try not to repeat yourself for people that come on late. So address that by, if that happens, you can say, hey, Michelle, great to see you come on. Just catch the replay for what you've missed. And then carry on with your discussion, because it just doesn't come off very well when you repeat all the things and people have been with you there the whole time, okay? One of the other big things I see is people not leading with value. You always want to lead with value. It does not mean that you don't have anything to offer or sell or promote on a video, but you always want to lead with value. If at the end of the value you have somewhere where you want people to go, you've got a call to action, you want people to reach out to you, those kind of things, fine. But always lead with value, the benefits of what you're talking about. Please don't lead with the sale. When you lead with the sale, it just looks really, really selfish. And it's like, I want something from you. I don't really care about you because I'm not giving you anything that's a benefit to you. I just want something from you. And people will wake up in the morning on social media and go, how do I get a sale today? What kind of Facebook Live can I do to get somebody interested in my business? Like, I get it, guys. That's why we're doing what we're doing. But you don't want to lead with that because people see straight through it and they will turn off your live videos. So for the most part, you always want to lead with value. What can you wake up, today and say, what can I inspire people with today? What can I teach people today? What can I share that might be a value of somebody today? And then if you've got something to offer at the end of it, so be it. Tell people at the beginning of the video, stick around because I've got something at the end that might be of great benefit to you. But first, we're going to talk about ABC. Okay, so you always want to lead with the value. I do see a lot of people in this industry go live telling everybody about how wonderful their business is and to click on this link or go to this webinar or whatever. And it's really quite a selfish strategy on social media. We want to lead with some kind of value first before we offer whatever it is we have to offer. Okay? Another thing to watch out for with live videos is I've got a whole lot of comments that are coming up now and I can read those. They're in gray. You're typing things in. I can read them because I can see them today, which is pretty cool. And so I can say, at the moment, Crystal's comments are in front of me. Crystal, I don't listen to people who lead with the sale. Yeah, well, good point. So I can read what she's saying. Now, at the very beginning of your video, it will tell you certain people are popping on. It won't tell you everyone. Depends on your connection with those people, if they've liked your page, if it's on a personal profile, if they're your friends, those kind of things. But I really strongly want to reiterate, please do not acknowledge anybody unless they say something in the gray bit. So just because somebody's jumping on, it doesn't mean they want you to see that they're on. There are a lot of stalkers on social media. There'll be a lot of people that are watching you that will never ever comment, never want to comment, and they're a silent viewer. And that's perfectly fine. If they listen in and they get lots of value, but they just choose not to comment, it doesn't mean you're not inspiring people. It doesn't mean that you're, not having an effect on people out there in the big wide world of social media. But the last thing you want to do is call out somebody's name because Facebook's told you that they're watching, but they never said hello or commented. And then they're scared. It's like, well, I didn't want Helen to know that I was watching, so I'm never going to watch again. So you only ever want to react to the comments that are written. If you just see the word such and such is watching, please ignore it. And don't call out their name because some people just don't want to be called out. And so unless they comment, like Lee's got a comment here, Crystal's got a comment here, they're obviously fine with leaving a comment publicly, and I can read that out. But there will be others sitting on this Facebook Live that have not said hello to me, don't want to, are still listening to the information and getting value from it, but they're just the silent type, and that's completely okay. So I don't want to call those people out if Facebook told me they were watching, okay? So I've been on the receiving end of that and was like, oh, I didn't want them to know I was watching. I hung up. I don't know if hung up is the right word on a live video. I jumped off the live video because I didn't want that person to know that I was watching. Okay, what else have I got for you? Oh, I'm a shocker at this one. I'm a shocker. I'm still doing it now. I'm not looking at the dot. I often look at myself because I'm looking at your comments. So the comments are right there. So I'm looking at me and looking down, looking at me and looking down, yet I should be looking at the dot. So where is the dot? So there's a couple I'm on an iPhone and there's a couple of dots. So if I just play with my finger, and so I've got my finger over one dot, I know that's not the camera because I can still see myself. If I put my finger over that dot, it's like, oh, that one is the camera. So whatever phone you're on, you can know which one's the camera by putting your finger over it. I should be looking at that dot all the time. I still look back at myself, which means I'm not looking at you. So I'm always a work in progress with that one. But yeah, just at least looking at yourself or the dot. The dot is where we really want to look. But people that look away or don't sort of look at the camera like you're sort of looking around, that's a bit weird. So we're trying to focus on the dot. Still something I need to sort of perfect. What else have I got for you? Smiling and energy is one of the massive ones for live video. Everybody can smile. Not a lot of people, for some people it doesn't come natural to smile. You'll notice with my videos, I talk and smile a lot at the same time because it's just something, I love doing live video and I love talking to you guys and I love sharing value with me. So for me, it's not forced. It's just something that I do naturally. I smile while I'm talking. I don't know whether I've learnt to do that or whether it comes naturally because I'm sure I didn't do it in the beginning. Maybe it's just a confidence thing. I'm not quite sure. But you really do want to smile while you talk because it's not very exciting for people on the other side of it to listen to somebody that's got a very mundane look on their face, not a lot of energy, not very exciting, to talk to with a monotone voice. Now, I'm not saying be somebody you're not, but it really doesn't take much to throw in a smile every now and again because when you smile, people are smiling with you. You know what it's like when somebody cries? Sometimes you just end up crying because they're crying. Smiling works in the same way. You smile and somebody else smiles with you. Like your energy is infectious. I don't know if you realize that, even on live video. Your energy is infectious. So if your energy is really low, then you're going to get that kind of reaction from the audience. If you're passionate and you're smiling and you got a little bit of movement going on, I probably move a little bit too much. I'm still sitting down, but something that I've recommended to those in the video challenge, if you're naturally like an introvert, you're naturally quite quiet, you don't have a bubbly personality and you just struggle a little bit with energy on your live videos, stand up and do your videos. Just position your phone on a bookcase or a tripod somewhere or somewhere up higher and stand up when you do your videos until you get that natural kind of confidence and body movement that makes you more interesting to listen to. Okay, so just very, very simple thing to do, but it makes a massive difference. Think about when you watch videos, you watch somebody that's a little bit animated, smiling, passionate about what they're talking about, giving really good value, you're likely to stay watching versus somebody that's, sitting down on a lounge. I don't recommend that, by the way, guys, unless you've got good energy sitting on a lounge. But when you sit on your lounge, you tend to slump a little bit, which doesn't bring out sort of high energy. So sitting up, so I'm sitting on a chair, but if I sat in the chair just normally, this is how I'd be sitting. You probably don't know it, but I'm actually sort of sitting slightly forward. Not deliberately, I guess it just gives me more energy and it's just what I do now. But yes, smiling and energy is huge on live video. So just go back onto your live videos and look at yourself. Don't be critical. Don't be too critical, but just see, how's my energy? Take a step back and reassess yourself, not from a critical point of view, but just assessing whether you're smiling and your energy and things like that. Okay? Reading. So some people, to get around the nerves of live video, is they'll write out their notes. Now, I have bullet points for every single live I do. I often don't look at them. Today I am, because I've got a list of things that I'm going through. If I didn't, I'd be lost. Some lives I have bullet points and I just end up talking and it's like, oh, I didn't even look at my notes. Like, I do that often now. But I always make notes or bullet notes in case I get off track. There's something very quickly that I can refer to get me back on track. The one thing that I don't do, which maybe I did in the past, was read them. Like, I don't write them in a way where I've got written sentences. I just have bullet points where I've got written sentences and I'm reading. So no one wants to turn up and listen to a Facebook Live where you're just reading word for word. If you've got a quote or something that you're referencing, fair enough. But you still want your own emphasis and interpretation of those words. You just don't want to go blah, 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 blah. Then they might as well go and read where you were reading from if that's all it is. So just being careful of when you've got notes, just interpreting the notes and putting enough, emphasis behind certain notes that you're just building on what you've already written. You're not actually physically reading something unless it's warranted, like a quote or something like that. Not catering for an international audience. Some of you might be just beginning your live video and you're not in tune with that yet. But things like time zones, mentioning the time, mentioning the day, mentioning down the road, the shop that you went to, something that's happening on Saturday afternoon, at XYZ function center. Like, somebody that's not listening from where you live, it doesn't mean anything to them. So either just describe it. So for those of you that live locally to me in XYZ, there's this thing going on, whatever. Those of you that are international, sorry, you're going to miss out on all the fun, but blah, 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 blah. And you'll notice with my lives, and you'll grow into this, it may not be something that's important to you now, but if you're going to grow a business online, you need to be aware of these things. You'll never hear me say, like in my time zone, what is it now? It's 11 o'clock in the morning on Friday morning. Okay, so I will never say, happy Friday morning. I just never say it because I've got an audience and I've grown into that. So don't overthink this. But if you're going to build on social media, you do want to think about these kind of things because it's not relevant to probably 90% of you. I don't know. You're from everywhere. So, for most of you, it's actually going to be Thursday night. So, and I'll often say it'll either be Thursday night or Friday morning or whatever, like I cater to both. But I don't say tomorrow I'm going to go live at 10:30 in the morning. Like, I'll be live Saturday morning, 10:30, because that doesn't mean anything to you guys in the US or Canada. You're going to have to convert it yourself, and nobody's got the time to do that stuff. So just be wary of those kind of things because people then are like, oh, well, that doesn't relate to me, or they get confused. We don't want a confused audience. We want, a nice, calm, giving good value, loving you type audience. Okay, just a few more. No descriptions on your Facebook Lives. That is a massive no-no. You should never do a Facebook Live without a description. And with the description, you want to get good at being a little bit cryptic with your description. Some of them are going to be quite specific. Like this was a specific heading for me today. I'm going to share with you some of the main, the common mistakes that I see with Facebook Lives. There's nothing curious about that. It's just, this is what I'm talking about today and that's it. Those that are interested in learning that information will listen in because they know exactly what it's about. Others won't. If they're not doing Facebook Lives, they may not watch this video. Like it's not relevant to them and that's fine. But we really want to create something of interest, being quite clear or quite cryptic. Whenever I go quite cryptic, and usually I can do that quite well with my personal development sort of headings, this is something you really need to know about. People are like, oh, what do I need to know about? I better watch that video. So it's emphasizing, something that they need to listen to, but they don't really know what they need to listen to yet. But just remember, majority of your viewers will be on the replay. Not many will catch you actually live in relation to the total number of views that you get on a video. So you've got to give people a reason to press the play button on a replay. When there's no heading, there's no curiosity, there's no trigger, I've got no idea what you're talking about, so there's no reason for me to press play. So give people a reason to press play on the replay and catch your video after the fact. So descriptions, headlines, those kind of things, very, very important to the success of your Facebook Lives. Please don't overlook it, okay? And the other mistake there is you know what you're talking about, but other people might not. So, and really short headlines just don't resonate with people. So it could be copywriting techniques or something. Like, that's just totally random, but it's like copywriting techniques, who cares? Whereas if I said something like, did you have any idea how important it is to learn about copywriting? Because everything you do on social media is about connecting with people. And when you use the right words and phrases, you can increase your opportunity to connect with people. So let's start talk about top copywriting skills. See the difference? So I can say copywriting techniques as the heading of my Facebook Live, or I can say, did you realize how important it is? Because blah, 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 I'm going to share some cool ones with you today. Which video would you watch? Okay, so try not to be too basic and too short with your descriptions of your lives as well. Okay, the other one, just 4 more. Ignoring distractions when they're right there in your face. So something happens, the kids run in, they're running in the background, something's gone wrong, and you're just thinking, oh gosh, what do I do now? I just need to finish this Facebook Live, and you're ignoring what's going on around you, and everyone's watching going, how are they ignoring what's going on around them? And it's totally distracting the person that's watching, and you're trying to continue in your lives. Or a kid comes up, if you've got children, and you tell them off, like in a rude way. It's like, not now. Can't you see I'm on a live video? Just give me 5 minutes. Like you go there with your child, and it might be, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening now in the middle of my live video. Just remember, guys, everybody's watching everything you do and say. So although it might be a little bit frustrating at the time, one, you don't want to ignore it because it's not natural to ignore it, and people can see that. And two, you don't want to yell at your kids on a live video, even if that's the way you feel. Just, politely going, oh, whoever, just give me 5 minutes, sweetie. I'm just about to wrap up this live video, and then we'll do whatever you want. Like, just phrase it in a way that makes you look like a good parent. I'm not saying you're not good parents, but hopefully you know where I'm coming from. Everybody's watching, guys, when you're on live video. So when you react like that and it's like, not now, people go, ooh. So yeah, just something to be wary of. Right, just saying, and I mentioned to this in the video challenge, at the beginning of your videos, if you've got people new, you want them to identify themselves. If you're new to my live, let me know, down there, encouraging that kind of thing. But also saying, if we haven't met before, rather than saying, if you don't know who I am. So it's a common one I hear all the time. If you don't know who I am, I'm such and such. It's just a much more nice, pleasant way to say, if I've not had the privilege of meeting you before, or vice versa, or if we haven't met before, my name's Helen Martin and blah, blah, blah. So it's just softening some of your language when you get used to doing lives as well. Okay, the other one I see a lot with, so there's just 2 more, is people that are doing lives on personal pages, but you're not making your pages public. So what happens when people share out that video, or you share it somewhere else, it just comes up with that awful message saying content unavailable. I see it a lot on people's profiles when they share from a group. So they're in a group and they think this is pretty cool and they share it to their personal profile, but people on their personal profile probably aren't going to be in the same group. So, you know, if you see people's posts and it says content unavailable, from wherever they've shared it from is not a public source. So we can't see it externally. So if you're building a business online, you want to make sure everything is as public as it possibly can be. Just remember, on a personal profile, you can hide things. So if you're doing lives that are public, but you've also got posts that are personal and you don't want the general public to see it, you can change the setting. You just pull down the little arrow on the post and go friends only. So you're still in control. So please don't have fears around making your content public. You can control, you know, content that you want to be private. That's still, you know, available to you. But I do see a lot of live videos where I see that message a lot, and it's like, oh, just make your information, you know, public, knowing that you're still in control. Business page is not a problem because they're public anyway. Okay. And the very last one is probably not only the content that you're talking about, but moving forward with live videos. This is a really strong one, an interesting one, an important one to think about. And that's not being clear about your content or what you're about. Now, in the video challenge, I'm the one that's given people different things to talk about every day. So it has been random. And people know that because they're in a challenge and they've told people that. So it makes sense in that sort of setting. But outside something like a video challenge, you want to be really clear about your content creation, what you're talking about, so it makes sense. You know, it's all this branding piece again. I spoke about this yesterday and I've spoken about it last week, how important it is for you to identify, you know, your personal brand. If you need help with that, I am starting my branding course next week. So you can access that from my website. I put the link above to my website. You just got to take the gaps out when you put it, you know, put it again in Google. But, you know, if you need help in that area, I work with you for a month to sort out your branding. So therefore, all your future efforts on live video are not wasted. So please just put some thought to how you are branding yourself with your live video, that you're not here, there, and everywhere. Because when your audience is confused, they don't do anything. They don't really know what you're about. They don't know what you're selling. They don't know what your business is. And it leads to more confusion than, you know, really engaged fans and followers. Okay. So there would be more. Obviously, I don't want to go on forever. It's just that's the main things that I see that I wanted to alert you to. So those of you that have been in the video challenge, or those of you just doing live video generally, that you can just sort of think about those things and increase your skill level in those areas, or just know what to watch out for between lighting and sound and descriptions and, you know, all the other things that I've mentioned, that you can take a little bit of a check-in of how you're doing now and making things, you know, better and implementing improvements for the future. Okay, so was that helpful, guys? If you found that helpful, let me know, because I think it's important to, you know, as I did with the personal brand video yesterday. If you didn't see that, it's just a little bit further down my page. It's not always talking about, you know, the things we do want to do. It's also being aware of the things that we don't want to do as well. So hopefully that's helpful to you in some areas, okay? So thank you for joining me. Always a pleasure to be with you here. And yeah, I really hope that was helpful to those of you, particularly in the video challenge. I will be announcing the winner, and those so in the top 15 of the video challenge next week. So that will be exciting. You have to stay tuned for that next week. So we're just wrapping up all the details of it now. But I will see you guys same time, same place tomorrow, and I look forward to seeing you then. Bye. Oh.